Askreddit by deleted. Girls who took notes using 50 different colored pens. Where are you now? Do you still continue to write using all those colors? Deleted. Formatting an Excel doc and making it look pretty is one of the most satisfying feelings in the world. My grade 9 science teacher forced us all to do it. He said that by color coding everything you understood the material better because you had to think about it longer to color code it and understand what other things it was associated with. Not just zone out and go into transcribing mode. He also made us do end of unit study guides. They had to be color coded, a set amount of drawings, and unit words and definitions. The drawings were doodles based on things in the unit. He would mark them and hand them back before the test, which was great because he knew if he needed to help us with something before we bombed the test. He was also a MMA fighter with cauliflower ears and not the type of guy you would expect to demand rainbow colored notes. Edit. There's a lot of people asking for examples, so I'll make one up this afternoon. But did it work? There's a PM at my company that does this. No idea how the hell she has the focus and time to take such detailed technicolor dream notes during meetings, but I've never had a problem with getting any relevant info from her, so gotta respect note-taking game like that. Technicolor dream notes is the best phrase I've heard all day. We all became bullet journalists. I move that the term bullet journalists replace war correspondents. Deleted. Save that for any judge with an I in their surname. I used different ink and highlighter colors to compensate for terrible ADD. I work in a chemistry lab now. Sometimes I'll still use brightly colored pens to record my results for fun, but I don't ever switch between colors color code anything anymore. All the different colored ink highlighting helped me remember my notes come exam time. So now that I'm out of college, I don't need to switch between colors. I low-key miss color coding and taking notes sometimes, though. When you took the time to color code during class, did you ever become seriously behind as the teacher moved on? If so, how did you compensate? I still color code based on class. Each class has a color. This color includes the folder color, the pen color, the sticky note color that the assignments are written on and placed in my planner on the date they are due. I also teach intro statistics to undergraduates, where I also color code parts of the equations and the values that get inserted to the equation, so the students can see where the numbers come from more easily. Edited to change kids to students. That was a poor word choice on my part. Apologies. You're my favorite type of math teacher. All of the teachers who used color to help me learn math were the ones who actually got stuff to stick. I work in it, and yes, I still have all those colors and still use them all in my day planner. I'm a medical lab technician. I took notes with a million different colored pens in college, up until 2 years ago. I graduated at age 41. Just bought myself a nice new set of gel pens. Real talk, multiple colors really helped me categorize and compress complex ideas into things I could remember. It helped a lot in understanding the material and studying for tests. I'm a lab technologist and I studied the same way. Using the different colors to write important information really helped it stand out in my brain. Plus, anything that makes studying even a little more fun helps. I think they're teachers now, and yes, they still use all those colors. Deleted. I work in an office setting now and do still like to use different colored pens for things, if the situation allows it. I don't know if this will make sense to anyone else, but I love colors. I especially like the idea of colors being associated with ideas, personalities, names or themes. Oh, today is Monday. I think orange is a good Monday color. Pink is Friday. Green is Wednesday. I love how Windows 10 allows me to change the colors of tiles so that my computer seems more like me. I am constantly changing the colors of my Apple Watch face. I dunno. I think I have a problem. eater. The thoughts and discussions being shared here have been very interesting and eye-opening. Thanks for the silver as well. I do just want to add that I am fairly certain I do not have synesthesia. I know someone that doesn't from my very limited knowledge of it. It isn't a voluntary association of colors like mine probably would be. I always automatically like to associate stuff with color or mood, but I don't know that it happens involuntarily. Think of what I do as more of what happens in the video game Persona 5, where each character has a color associated with them intentionally. I love that kind of stuff. On Wednesdays we wear pink. My wife did this when we were in school and she still loves using multicolored pens for everything she can. She even uses her own pretty colors for writing in the labels for things at work. You can always tell work that was done by her from everyone else's. A true ray of sunshine. Edit. I told my wife about all the upvotes on this comment and she is thrilled about all the attention. Edit 2. 1/27 PM. Thank you so much to both of the kind strangers who awarded this comment. Never thought it would blow up so much. The wife is happy. Are so damn wholesome. I actually do. I'm now a professional scientist and it makes my lab notebook pretty. Plus frankly often it's really helpful to have multiple colors. I also like having a bunch of colors for seminar speakers because it somehow keeps me more interested to choose a different color for a different speaker. Honestly though, the core reason is the main reason I enjoy multiple colors is because I often feel the secret to success against procrastination is negotiating with your inner 5-year-old. Okay, you need to write these notes, but if you do you can choose what color to write them in. You might as well find a little happiness in the world where you can. Deleted. If I may ask, what line of work are you in that prohibits the choice to use different colored pens? I am a med student now. Also I am failing because I no longer have time to use fancy pens and prepare colorful notes for all my classes. Doctor here, the first week of med school was hell because I didn't have time to switch pens during lecture. I changed to typing my notes out and recording the lecture, and then highlighting the notes later with different colored highlighters, or rewriting if I had time, which, lol. Some note-taking programs were intuitive with changing up font colors quickly. I can't remember the program I used. This was on a Mac, and the icon was a unicorn. What was actually nice about this is that I could listen to the lecture again at my own pace, which was something I had never done before. My study group could pause and discuss confusing topics if we needed, or we could look up YouTube videos and stuff to help explain things better. Don't let med school dim your rainbow. Edit. Because I'm one of those psychos that kept all of my notes. Here's some. Source. https://imgur.com/a/ppxgmtd, though this example has colored pens. I'm one of those girls currently in college. I don't do it because I'm organized or anything. I just fucking love buying pens, markers, and otherwise I can't pay attention to my notes. It's aesthetically appealing to me, which immensely helps encourage me to actually take notes. I have a few friends that do that. One of them is studying to be a doctor, moved the colored pens to a tablet to easily switch colors. Another wants to become a sign language translator, keep forgetting the actual term. Deleted. A guy classmate of mine did this. One of the smartest in the class. His notes were fantastic. He's an engineer now and has a great family life from what I see on his FB. Cool guy. Jason, if you're reading this, you rock, my dude. They migrated to our fountain pens and use 50 different inks with 100 different pens now. I'm a high school English teacher and there's a big correlation between note-taking skills and success in my classes. Color coding notes definitely helps. Wait, what? Teachers do approve of it? My teachers used to tell me I'd fail either high school and or higher education because I was wasting too much time on my colors. Edit. An autocorrect induced typo that apparently is telling beyond reasonable doubt that I don't know my grammar. I mostly write everything in purple now, but sometimes I use other colors and I like colorful post-it notes. I am working towards being a kindergarten teacher. Sure do. I'm almost 35, in college, and still using multicolored pens. I paint for a living, so I switched from pens to paint. The gel pens were fun but impractical. I stick to basic ink colors because it's easier to read things with a strong contrast. But I have Sharpies in every color because doodling is fun. I'm an engineer with dyslexia and ADHD. I took notes with tons of colors and still do now. The colors help me stay organized, keep track of numbers and not mix up information. I keep like with like categorically and have a whole notation system. A friend recommended I try it in college and it helped me go from C's to B+ and A's. I'm good at picturing notes and the colors help to guide my brain to the relevant information in my memory picture, if that makes sense. In all one color it just looked like a jumbled mess. Either way, yes, I still use colored pens as a 30-year-old adult engineer. My cousin did this in HS. She is now a very organized and successful nurse. I went from being in school to be a grade school art teacher to stay at home homeschooling mom to now finishing up a graduate degree in computer science and have job lined up as a software developer. And yes, I still use all those colors, and flawed in them because colors. And it's the easiest for me to read. This reminds me of a girl in one of my college classes. It would be inaccurate to say she took notes. She took transcripts. She would write down everything in class. Everything the teacher said. Every quote from the book that we read. Even every rabbit trail the class went down. She'd be taking meticulous notes, including asking students for their first and last names so she could attribute the quotes properly. Our midterm exam was a 10-page paper. She spent 30 hours on hers and got a 97%. I spent 2 hours on mine and got a 93%. I was much happier trading that 4% of my grade for 28 hours of my life. She probably got a lot more out of it than 4% of a grade. Like, knowledge and stuff. The reason you're in class. That being said, I would probably also choose the 2-hour 93%. This isn't supposed to be snide. I'd just like to remind people that the point of classes is not to get an A. I had a friend who used to do that. One of the smartest people I knew. She is married now and has a kid and is a stay-at-home mom. I can only imagine that calendar in their kitchen. I knew a guy who would take color-coded notes in class. Then immediately after class go through them and then do even more advanced color-coded